Let's talk about the backstory of Humongous. Now, Humongous, he'd be the kind of Hulk-like character in Force Comics. Now, Humongous's backstory is that Humongous is actually a scientist named Mark Spectus. Now, Mark Spectus was born the only son, but second child of Williams of Walter Spectus. Walter Spectus was a successful was a scientist who, however, who was often estranged from his sister due to his fact that he was constantly consumed by his research. However, eventually Walter vanished. Walter vanished, and Mark several years later continued to develop his research into cosmic radiation, cosmic microwave radiation, and eventually several years. However, and on top of that, Walter also has Mark Spectus also has a sister named Annabelle, named Andrea, and a brother-in-law named Scott. From his eventually Mark Spectus eventually does research on cosmic microwave radiation. Even where he where event brings where Mark Spectus alone brings his Mark Spectus brings a few people along with his for his expedition to controlling cosmic microwave radiation. Where he brings on board a privately funded space station that's operated by George Deacon. George, along with his son Brian, both oversee the funding for the station, for the station's experiments and programs. And not only is Ryan aboard, but Mark Spector also brings in his girlfriend. His girl. Also brings in his girlfriend. Also brings in his girlfriend Susan. Susan Wright. Also brings in his girlfriend Susan Frakes. Frakes, however, Mark, while on the space station, has an accident where he's been exposed to high levels of cosmic microwave radiation. Space station almost collapses. When Deacon's father has been, and Vent discovers that he has gained powers, such as the ability to transform into a monster called Humongous. Mark, nowadays, becoming Humongous must become a hero in order to save the world from Ryan Deacon's villainous greed.